Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, Bass Street Chop House is in the QCL kitchen with simple yet hearty meals with a focus on quality. We'll also get a preview of this week's special John Deere Classic menu. Plus, the very first Coffee and Care Month benefiting family resources, along with a closer look at a specialty coffee menu at the coffee house in Davenport called the Weather Report.
Ooh, I like the sounds of that. Well, speaking of the weather report, tonight's red, white, and boom forecast looking pretty good. Maybe you have to dodge a couple isolated thunderstorms over the next few hours, but by 8, 9 o'clock, those should dissipate. It'll be warm and humid. We'll take a look at that full first alert forecast, including the 4th of July holiday weekend, coming up a little bit later in the show.
All right, you're watching Quad Cities Live on this Thursday, July 3rd. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. If you are on the hunt for one-of-a-kind vintage finds or maybe a statement piece with retro flair, Abernathy's in downtown Davenport has been helping the Quad Cities get dressed for years. And the boutique is celebrating summer with a can't-miss sale that starts just in time for the holiday weekend. Joining me now from Abernathy's are business partners Becca Nicky and Red Perez. Welcome to both of you.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
it's so nice to have you back in the studio. Okay, so we have a whole lot to talk about. You guys even brought some models with you here today, which we love. We get to see some different outfits. You are having a very cool 4th of July flash sale.
Yeah.
So obviously that is tomorrow, but it's not in the store.
Yeah, it's in online starting tomorrow, and that's going to run through Sunday, July 6th. And then the sale will be in store only for Saturday, July 5th from 10 to 3.
From 10 to 3. So talk a little bit about the flash sale. I mean, what are we finding? What kind of deals can we expect?
We're doing 25% off like our summer sale items. So it'll be these two dresses that we have on.
Lovely.
So yeah, some summer items as well as like our Midwest Princess items and a few other stragglers kind of that have been around for a bit.
Okay, wonderful. That's perfect. So talk a little bit about your website itself for people who haven't shopped online. This is going to be pretty easy for them.
Yeah, so our website's shopabernathys.com. We actually started the website like a long time ago, but it's kind of gotten its legs during COVID.
Yes.
But it's really nice way to be able to see what is the in-store inventory without having to stop down. And you can make a purchase through our website, and then you can actually do in-store pickup.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
very,
it makes it
very
easy
nice.
peasy.
It absolutely does, but it's also just great for those out-of-towners that you know can't make it in store for the flash sale. They can still enjoy. Okay, so we want to take a look at some curated outfits. You brought some models with you here today. So who are we starting with?
First up, we got Persephone. She actually works in the store, and she is modeling we call them the fancy pants.
They are.
They are the fanciest of pants.
I love.
So these are American made. They're all sequin. If you have a disco, if you want to be the fanciest pants person at a wedding, those are included in our 25% off summer sale. And she's actually wearing, this piece is from her personal closet, the top is, but we've had this for multiple years and we just restocked it. This is a brand called Leto, and this is their convertible wrap top.
Okay.
So she's wearing it kind of like a halter, and then she's tied it around the waist to style it like a belt, but you can do it,
do whatever you want.
It's endless.
So it's like 12 shirts in one shirt.
Pretty much,
okay, that's amazing.
So those are all included in the 25% off summer sale.
Okay, so these pants, we can find these in store. Now, are they all this color? Do you guys have different sequin party pants?
This is just the one of one.
I love
So we always like to try to keep our selection kind of minimal because I would hate for anybody to go to an event and you see the same thing. We always try to keep the run really small. So this is the only color these come in, and when in doubt, we always get it in black.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, we need one of everything, but definitely one in black. Well, you look fantastic.
Thank you, Persephone.
Thank you so much. Okay, so who do we have next?
We have Perry.
Hi, Perry.
And Perry is featured in our Midwest Princess design.
She is a Midwest Princess.
So yes, it's kind of an ode to Miss Chapel Roan. But Becca actually designed this after the Menards logo, and we have multiple things in this. So we have the tank top, the hat, and we also have a crew neck sweatshirt.
Oh my gosh.
As well as
I was
stickers
wondering
and
why that looked
t-shirts.
familiar. When you guys came in, I'm like, where have I
You
seen
hardly
that?
recognized it without the 11% rebate.
Yeah.
So,
We
yeah.
have those now in stores.
Yeah.
Thank you cards. But
That is so funny. Oh my gosh, no, you look great. I love the design. So how did you come up with the idea to do this?
So I love Chappell Roan, and her album is called The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. And when I kind of thought of like what it was to grow up in the Midwest, like I think of
Yeah.
getting dragged to Menards.
I
It's kinda like-
absolutely, I would
it
die for that
resonates,
hat.
right?
I love that hat. Yeah, absolutely.
Red made the hats, so like I designed them, and then she heat presses all of them.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much. You look great.
Thanks,
okay, and we
Carrie.
have one more model here
Nikki
today.
Mangles is last but not least, and
Oh,
she's
wow.
rocking our new red gingham dress. This is
Love
by a brand
this.
called Hemet, also American made. It's got pockets.
We love to hear it.
Yeah, and
We
this
love to
one we
hear it.
have like I think we ordered this one right at the beginning of summer, and we always try to carry plus size.
Okay.
So usually our sizes are extra small to 6X. I think this
Oh,
went up
that's
to
so
a
nice.
yeah. This one went up to a 2, I believe, and is selling fast, but it is 25% off the remaining sizes.
It is.
so.
I love this. I mean,
Yeah.
when she came in, I was like, I just like have to have that dress. It's perfect for this weekend.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get your hands on it. But
I
that
think-
red gingham, and it's like that whole pinup look, which
Yeah.
you know, you guys do that so well.
I think Mickey
Yeah.
Mangles makes every dress look like a dress you want to wear.
You know what? I think you're onto something there. Well, she looks wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
You look
you.
great.
Thank you.
Now, before we let you guys go, I want to talk to you a little bit more about Abernathy's and how you all got started. Becca, how long have you guys been around now?
So we are going to be in November celebrating 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I
Yeah.
know you guys have really been through it. Not only it was the floods.
Yeah, that was
and
a thing.
That was a thing. That was definitely a thing. I think, you know, every time that rolls around each year, we kind of like, we just like kind of tense up just
Like
a little
wince
bit.
a little bit.
We
Yeah.
wince a little bit, yeah. And then you made it through COVID. So how do you guys select items or curate items for your store?
truly, I think it's just stuff that we like and that we
Yeah.
want to share with everybody in the community.
Yeah.
Yes, we like the weird stuff and we like the pinup stuff.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty easy to find cool stuff to
Well,
to
and
share
because
with.
you guys are very unique. I mean, it's really like one of a kind type of boutique and type of fashion that you don't necessarily find in lots of other boutiques and small businesses. But with that said, Becca, why do you feel like it's so important that we consider and shop and frequent our small businesses here in the Quad Cities?
I think it's a really great way just to put your voice out there and like what you find important.
Yeah.
You know, spend your money where you want to see it show up more. And you know, if you want to have accessibility, you want to have extended sizes, you like believe in sustainability, those are all things that I think shopping secondhand and shopping small caters to. So
Yeah.
when you buy from a local business, you're really saying, yes, I want to see more of
And
this.
you get to talk to the business owners more
Yeah.
often. I mean, they're so much more accessible that way. So, well, very cool. Thank you. Abernathy's is located on West 3rd Street in downtown Davenport. We have that address and the phone number on your screen. And you're going to need the website, of course, to shop tomorrow's flash sale. Again, it is shopabernathys.com. You can also follow along on their Facebook page with lots of updates there. Red and Becca, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
All awesome information. And thanks again to all of your beautiful models.
Yes.
We appreciate it. Still to come on QCL, a Riverside view, sizzling summer flavors, and a patio that puts you right in the heart of all the action. Bass Street Chop House is here with a look at this week's John Deere Classic menu.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Summer is heating up, and Bass Street Chop House is celebrating its beautiful new location along the Mississippi riverfront in Moline.
You got to check it out. Well, you pair that with a calendar packed with delicious events. There's never been a better time to visit. And joining us now in the QCL kitchen, our general manager, Ria Verana, as well as executive chef Steven Guldenzoff. Thank you both for being here today.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and like you guys said,
beautiful.
Yeah, it does. And
I feel like I'm
you
having
said,
dinner at Bass Street Chop House.
And it
The
smells
white
really nice.
tablecloth. It
Yeah.
smells great. Ria, let's talk about that newer location that we kind of hinted at. I mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten a chance to be there. It's really, really beautiful. So just describe it for folks who haven't been yet.
So we were at the Bass Street Landing for many years.
Yeah.
This is coming up on our 3rd year at the newer location, which is connected to the Wyndham, and then we're right next to the Vibrant Arena.
Yeah.
We have a massive patio, so that offers about 60 seats, and we also have a newer bar area. So it offers a little bit more of like casual dining, pub plates, chef's creations, a little more casual fare, and then we still have our full fine dining experience in the main area.
The patio is a place to be.
Yes, you definitely want to
Yeah.
be there, and it's very close to the drop-off for the Channel Cat.
It is
So
right-
this
right
this makes
next
it
to it.
easier for maybe people across the river to get access as well. So
correct.
this week only, though, we have to talk about the John Deere Classic menu because obviously we have the tournament going on. So I think through Saturday, right, we have the option to get these
That's
menu
correct,
items.
yes. Yeah.
All right, so talk about the
So
menu.
we have a lot of different flares you can have there. Our prefix menu for this week is going to offer a lot of different options.
Okay.
We proudly serve prime beef, which is top
Yes.
3% in the nation. You can pick 3 different options here. This is my personal favorite. We've got a burrata salad, very summer, very fresh. We've got grilled peaches, the burrata.
Right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right
Yeah,
here.
and then some crispy prosciutto, aged balsamic, and then for the main, we've got a bone-in domo. Again, that's prime.
Yeah.
We've got some roasted fingerlings. The butter is a garlic compound butter, some asparagus, and if you have room for dessert, we've got this beautiful New York cheesecake. It's very traditional.
Very beautiful.
Always
Yeah,
room for
very
that.
compote. So
Even
very
if there's
luscious, very
not.
delicious. Yes,
Even if there's not, there's always room.
Yes.
So this is the prefix menu.
that's correct.
Okay, that is wonderful. Now,
Yeah.
do you, Rhea, do you guys see a lot of extra traffic coming in during John Deere Classic Week typically?
Yes, this is one of our biggest weeks of the year.
Oh,
we
is
have a
it?
lot of fun doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine
Yeah.
how exciting and fun that is. So when you create menus like this, what is something that you keep in mind as a chef?
I always look for what's seasonal, and I'm always doing my research, trying to figure out what's fresh, what's happening, in the country, what's happening around the nations, and see what's new. So
Yeah.
we're always trying to kind of, we always want it to be comfort and to done well,
There's
but we want to
still
see
a
what's happening.
classic vibe
Yes.
with what
Yes,
you do.
absolutely, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we want to mention that Bass Street is open for 4th of July.
That's correct. Yes.
All right, so be sure to get your menu items there. So you also have a couple of events that are coming up that we want to talk about as well. So we want to talk about pasta on the patio. We're talking about the
Yay.
patio.
Yes.
That sounds really fun. That's coming up next Tuesday, correct?
It is on next Tuesday.
Okay.
Chef Ray cooks your pasta right in front of you. You get your little sheet, and then you pick out your sauce, your protein, your pasta.
Oh, we're seeing some
Look at
photos
that.
of it right
Oh.
now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hungry.
Oh, and there's the little menu that you get to fill out. What is
That's
it
fun.
about being able to check a little box and like pick what you want?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It makes it like so much.
It adds to the experience.
fancy.
Yes.
It really does.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Something else that you all do, which people may not know about, I mean, I'm definitely going to stop by for this, is Sunday brunch buffets.
sounds fun.
Yes.
So what all can we expect at that as we look at some photos here on the
Yeah,
screen?
so we're doing this every other Sunday, and we had a lot of requests to move back to the full-on buffet.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
So from 10 to 2 every other Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Those
we
are good
have live
hours.
music, and we're rotating artists just for local. It's a really good time. There's a build your own Bloody Mary bar that's included with your
I mean,
ticket
who
price.
wants to sign up? Yeah, everyone wants to sign up for that, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I like a build your own moment.
Yes. Yeah, that's fun. All right, so then we have the monthly wine dinners that are actually the last Tuesday of every month, and I have to think that this is pretty popular.
Yes, we do it every month. Started years ago, and we have a decent following for it, and it's kind of where our creativity gets to come through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of explain that a little bit. Oh, it says 4-course wine dinner.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
So,
4 course, okay.
Yeah.
4 courses, 4 wine pairings. We usually have a representative that comes out and spiels about the wine. You get to learn a little bit, but we change it every month. A different region, different menu.
That's fun.
Yeah, that is really fun. As somebody who is a wine enthusiast
Yeah.
but doesn't know a whole lot about it,
There you go.
this is a really good opportunity to actually learn a little bit about what you're drinking.
And since it's always different, you
It's
keep
always
them
different,
coming
yeah.
back month after
Yeah.
month, right?
Yes, yeah.
Bourbon and Bites. This is with Skip from our
Yeah,
bar. Okay,
yeah.
who's also he's a wine aficionado himself, actually. So this is the last Wednesday of every month. So so talk about bringing him in and doing this. What is
Well,
this?
I absolutely adore him, and I think
Yeah.
his knowledge is endless, and
It's
it's just really
great.
fun to hear him speak. And then we get to do, our own pairings. Again, we kind of like do different themes and menu items that'll match with the different bourbons. Again, they're all rotating.
Yeah.
They change constantly. So it's just more of a mix and mingle. It's not a plated dinner, but you come and you
It's
sip and you bite.
bites.
Yeah.
It's
so.
bites. Okay, awesome. Chef, are you so looking forward to this week with the John Deere Classic and everything happening, or are you kind of like bracing?
A little bit of both.
Yes.
Good answer. Yeah.
Yes, a mix of the passion, but also, you're very busy here
Take
with,
a breath.
Yeah.
with one of the busiest weeks for you guys with the John Deere Classic. So you have a couple more days to check out the menu for the John Deere Classic, and of course they are open for 4th of July. And if you haven't already, check out the new location there on River Drive. Bass Street Chop House is located at 1425 125 River Drive in Moline. We have the phone number on your screen as well. You can follow them on Facebook, Bass Street Chop House, and be sure to check out their menu and everything they offer online at bassstreetchophouse.com. Aria, Chef Steven, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Coming up next, Coffee with a Cause, how the Coffee House in Davenport is turning your daily drink into community support.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Coffee with a Cause. That is the idea behind a new initiative at the Coffee House in Davenport.
Yep, it's called Coffee and Care, a monthly partnership with local nonprofits to raise awareness and support through drinks, donations, and of course events.
Yeah.
Joining us now is Tom from the Coffee House and Connie from Family Resources, and that is this month's recipient organization. So thank you both for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having us,
What a
guys.
cool idea.
It is such a cool idea. So Tom, where did this idea come from for Coffee and Care?
Sure. So, I mean, it's something we had been talking about for a while, and after 4 years of just growing what I unbiasedly believe is a really great culture at the Coffee House.
Yep.
Just knowing people by name, knowing their drinks, and having just a really caring spot with a lot of lovely people. It was kind of a, how can we double down on this?
Yeah.
And the first thing is like, well, there's people out there who are doing great work and caring for the community. Like, let's bring them in. Let's tag team this culture and do something together here.
Yeah, so what's the goal of this entire initiative? Obviously, it's to bring the community together, but what's the overall goal that you see with this?
The biggest one, more than anything, even though we have a few, kind of like a three-pronged attack to it, I call it. But it's just to bring awareness to the good work that our partners are doing, such as Family Resources. The biggest thing we can do is just help spread the mission that they're doing and be aware if somebody needs their help, they can go to them, or if they need to if they want to volunteer or somehow get involved.
Yeah.
It's more that, it's the exposure through kind of our joint networks that we have.
Wonderful. Okay, so Connie, I know we feature Family Resources here on the show quite often. For anybody who's just unaware, talk a little bit about Family Resources for us and just the variety of services that you all offer.
So the mission at Family Resources is to support successful lives. We offer a range of different resources, including our emergency shelter. And at our emergency shelter, we provide resources such as like counseling, service coordination, helping navigate like those social services.
A lot.
We do, we encompass a bunch of different things.
And you help a lot of people, and something that we've touched on many times when we've talked with Family Resources is just how many people that is, and you may not even realize, the folks that are watching, your friends, your neighbors, there's a lot of people that could be seeking out services with Family Resources, and they touch a lot of lives. So you're doing a whole lot of stuff there.
Yeah, this might be a good opportunity to come check out and see what Family Resources is all about. And obviously we've got the care part of it. Now we got to talk about the coffee and the drinks, because you've got some specials to kind of go along with the coffee and care.
Sure. Yeah, the one I want to highlight first and foremost is these beautiful
that catches your eye right
pink
away.
drinks that are probably popping on screen
Get my
right
hands
now.
on it.
You go ahead, get your hands all over.
All right.
What's in this?
So that is the watermelon sugar. There's watermelon mixed with a lotus concentrate, club soda, and there's a little hint of desert pear
This is
as
nice.
well in there.
Yeah.
But the really fun thing, other than it's beautiful and delicious, much like our two hosts here.
I don't know about that. At least for me.
Right?
Sounds so sweet.
I have my moments. But anyways, the more fun thing is that for every glass of this that we sell at the Coffee House this month, we're going to donate $1 to Family Resources.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, come and get a good drink, but also support a good cause while you're
It's very
doing so
good.
there.
Very refreshing.
Yeah.
It really, really is. Okay, and so what else do we have going on? You guys are doing a donation drive as well in partnership?
Yes, so we're also doing a sock and underwear drive.
Okay.
So we just had another event, Fill the Truck, which gave us a bunch of different supplies that we absolutely needed and is so very helpful. So thank you everyone who contributed to that. But another huge thing that we need at shelter is socks and underwear. It's a necessity that is not accessible all the time. So if you come in and get a drink, I believe it's 10% off.
Yeah,
if you
make a donation, you get 10% off whatever drink you get at the coffee shop.
Okay, so obviously, guys, this is socks and underwear, so we want new stuff.
Yes.
I feel like that goes without saying, but sometimes
you never know.
You never know. So
you got that
sometimes
10% off.
Generosity.
Yes,
right?
we gotta say it and put it out there for people. But jokes aside, when it comes to that, this is something that many of us do take for granted.
Absolutely.
But it's something something that in your jobs you're on the front lines of, and you see every single day that folks are coming into shelter and they don't have just basic necessities.
Yeah. And not only that, but they go by very quickly.
Yeah.
Like new socks, new underwear, because it's not like we're gonna like take those back or get donations or anything.
Yeah.
So like whatever we give, like they keep.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, most definitely. So a little bit later in the month, July 24th, you've got a trivia night coming up. Everyone loves their trivia. We do it well here in the Quad Cities. So what's the theme going to be, and where will the proceeds go?
You want to tell them about that one?
The theme is going to be 90s and 2000s.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Glory days.
I'm there.
My interest is piqued.
Yeah.
And all the donations from the trivia night will go directly to our sheltering and housing program.
Oh, that's fantastic.
To help with any needs that we have there, which is always a lot.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Did we talk about the coffees yet?
We did not. We did not talk about the coffee.
Yes, and this
you got the
is
summer flights.
right up your alley.
Yeah, the weather
Kyle.
report, right?
That's
I
what
wasn't
I'm
sure
talking
you'd be
about.
here to try these, but you got to
When we
now.
saw it was
If there's
called
coffee, I'm here.
the weather report, I'm like, we gotta get them in here. Plus he loves coffee.
I do love coffee. That's for sure.
Yeah, so this is our iced latte flight.
Yes.
We've got the summer showers, which is caramel and marshmallow. The partly cloudy, which is sounds like maybe a favorite of yours,
You know what
Morgan.
you know what I like.
Salted caramel, almond, and maple. The clear skies, which is up mine, that's lavender, blueberry, and honey.
Ooh.
And then the sunny afternoon, which I think is going to be a fan favorite in the end, is blackberry and coconut.
That's the one that Claire was thinking would be good. Yeah.
I'm going to try the clear skies, I think.
And then
this is the one you created, right?
That's this one there.
Mine's partly cloudy, because Tom knows I like the more of the savory ones.
You can grab them. Oh, you're going to make me reach. Oh, boy.
Ooh, this is very good.
Yep.
Anything with lavender in it.
This is-
Cheers. This is
Cheers
very
to
good.
the weather report.
Yes.
Always so good.
Not always, but today.
No, not always. I told him, I'm like, we got to get a derecho one. He's like, just mix them all
every
together.
ingredient.
That's the derecho. That's the derecho.
Mixing everything
So
together.
this is obviously a great initiative you have going on, Tom. So how can a nonprofit or organization in the Quad Cities kind of get involved in one of these coffee and cures in the future?
Yeah, just visit our website. Visit the website for the coffee house. We have a contact page, and just state your case. You know, let us know what organization you're from. You can always call the coffee house too, and just the message will get to the right people. And yeah, we're looking for people that want to join us and team up on these partnerships and do a little more good for the community.
Sounds like a great initiative.
It is a great initiative, and a lot of hard work that goes into this every month, so very cool. And we also just want to do a quick reminder for folks, if you need more information on the services available through Family Resources, you can call the number on your screen, or you can visit them on the web at famres.org. You can also call their 24-hour free crisis line. Thank you both, Connie and Tom, for being here today.
Thanks
this was
for
not
having
only, you know, informative, but super fun.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you.
Great drinks.
Yes, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thanks, guys.
All right, still to come in our second half hour. Owning a home comes with surprises, but your budget doesn't have to be one of them. From slashing utility bills to planning for repairs, financial expert Heidi Hughes-Camp Collins joins us with some ways to save. And later, mark your calendars for a big holiday weekend in a small town. Walnut Days is back with its annual 4th of July celebration, and we're getting a preview.
4th of July festivities. You want to know what the weather's going to be like, and we've got the forecast for red, white, and boom on the screen. We'll take you through the holiday weekend coming up in your First Alert forecast next.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Keel.
A very summer-like day across the QCA. Temperatures upper 80s to low 90s. And yes, we've got those fair weather clouds that have bubbled up as expected. And some of these we're watching very closely for maybe a shower or thunderstorm here through about sunset. They're not going to be very widespread, but certainly you'll want to be aware as you head out the door, because not only is it going to be hot and humid, but we do have that storm chance here through about dusk. And then after that, we should start to see the sky kind of clear out. So I think overall 4th of July festivities this evening going to be a-okay. We just have to watch for maybe a couple storms to pop up, but a better chance comes here as we head into the weekend. And then behind that system this weekend, we'll have seasonable temperatures into next week, not really tracking too much in the way of 90s, but we'll still be slightly a little bit humid. But hey, it's July. It's kind of what we expect around here, right? As we go throughout the evening, we'll go from the low 90s right now to the 80s here by the time we head toward red, white, and boom and all the festivities happening across the TV6 viewing area. You can get a full list of all of the events lights and fireworks displays on our website, kwqc.com. Heading into the overnight hours, we'll only drop to the 70s. So yes, it's going to be a warm start to your 4th of July running the firecracker run. Stay hydrated, obviously. We'll warm up very quickly into the 90s, feeling more like 95 to potentially 100 degrees. Wanted to show the visible satellite here because you can see a couple of these clouds kind of popping up. This is the area where we could see maybe a couple of showers here over the next couple of hours, or maybe a quick thunderstorm, possibly with some gusty wind out of it, rushing out of it. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. But I think most of the storm development this evening is going to be right along the stationary front into portions of Wisconsin. That's where we have a level 1 risk. And yeah, that level 1 risk does go from the Twin Cities to the Quad Cities. This just takes into account for any of those storms that do develop. They could have a quick gust of wind out of it. Overall severe threat is pretty low, and really the overall storm threat low as well. And you'll see what I mean with exact track. Already it's starting to pop off some storms here to the west. It's west of the river that has that highest chance for maybe an isolated storm here early this evening. But again, for the most part, with the exception of those along the Highway 20 corridor, could get a little dicey there with maybe a few storms early this evening. But otherwise, overnight, we should see quiet conditions. Heading into tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine. Southerly winds warm those temperatures up very quickly. We'll have dry conditions really through Friday afternoon and evening, and that will continue here heading into the day on Saturday until we get to the afternoon hours. Could see a couple isolated showers or storms develop, but the better chance for rain going to come on a scattered basis here as that front moves through late Saturday night into early Sunday. And that's a time frame that we do need to watch for maybe a couple stronger storms there as well. As we head throughout the next 7 days, we'll go from the low 90s Saturday to the 80s here Sunday through next week, with off and on chances for rain and storms.
It is time now for our financial moment with Heidi. And while your home may be your biggest investment, it doesn't have to be your biggest expense. From utilities to mortgage payments and surprise repairs, there are smart ways to keep your budget in check. Financial expert Heidi Hugheskamp Collins is back now with some of those practical tips to help you save a little bit of money. Heidi, welcome back.
Good to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for being here today. I just love these segments. I think that they put ideas in people's heads, or at least motivate them a little bit. To take note of some of our habits that we don't always think about. So the first one is setting up a savings account, but not just any savings account. This is specific to repairs.
To home repairs, right. So what happens, I mean, part of home ownership is home repair bills, things that you don't count on. You know, and what normally happens, we don't have the cash on hand, so we put it on a credit card. And then you're charged interest, which right now is really pricey.
Yes.
You know, so get away from that. And what you should do instead, have auto deposited once a month.
Okay.
So it's painless. You don't even see it. You don't even think about it. You have money put into a savings account every month, and then that money builds and grows and earns interest. And then when you have a home repair bill come up, it's taken care of.
It's already taken care of. I love that, because you've talked about that in the past with us about, you know, paying yourself first.
Yes.
And this is kind of a way to do that, where you have it automatically set up. The money just goes straight into that savings account, and you don't have to think about it, and you don't have to make those choices like, well, do I really want to put money in my savings account this month, or do I want to buy this thing, or however it goes. So do you have any advice on roughly how much money we should be putting in this account every month? Obviously it varies on folks' income, but is there like a percentage that you would suggest or anything like that?
You know, I would say 1 to 2% of your take-home pay.
Sure.
If you put that in, you know, once a month, I would say that would be a good amount.
Okay, great, thank you. Another one is setting up another account, and this is for home seasonal expenses. So kind of explain the difference here.
Right. This is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, you know, how awesome would it be to have money again put into another second savings account, but this is for seasonal expenses. So in the spring, that means spring flowers.
Yeah.
That means mulch.
Yeah.
In the summer, that means maybe pool toys. In the winter, that could be holiday lights.
Yeah.
You know, pumpkins at Halloween.
That is fun.
You know, so it's something to look forward to, and this is a fun, you know, challenge you can set for yourself with your kids.
I love this. I absolutely love this idea, and here's why. Because every time that I go out to the pumpkin patch every single year, and that's just one example of many, it could be the same when you go to the garden store and you want to buy all of your flowers and buy all of your mulch. You forget, and you kind of do get a little bit of sticker shock, you know? Like, I'm that person that wants the 20 pumpkins, and I want to put them all over my steps, and I want it to look like a Pinterest photo. So yeah, you get a little bit of sticker shock, but if you have this other fund set aside, which novel idea, it's not something that I ever would have considered, but it's great.
Easy.
It's easy, and it could also be like some of those things that you don't think about, like if you get your home sprayed for bugs or something like that every single year. You know,
Absolutely.
that's not something that you're doing and that you're used to over the winter months, but it is something that you go, oh, I forgot. This is something I do in the spring and the summer. So I love the idea for that seasonal account. Another one that could be tough for people is cut back on utility use.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This takes me back to my childhood with my mom and dad.
Turn the lights off.
Yeah. So in the summertime, don't have that thermostat down as low as you can crank it.
Right.
You know, have it. You know, instead of having it at, I don't know what you keep your home at, but 68 or something like that. You know, bump it up a couple degrees.
Yeah.
You know, in the wintertime, same thing. You know, instead of having it to be 70 degrees or 72 degrees, bump it down. Wear a sweater.
Wear a sweatshirt.
during the winter time.
I've been told that.
I was told that by my parents. You know, and then at bedtime in the winter, bump it down a few more degrees. You're under the covers, you know, and people sleep better when it's a little bit cooler anyway.
I've heard that.
You know, another thing, you know, during the summertime, cook on the grill. So you're not heating up your, you know, your oven and your stove and everything. So you're not heating up your kitchen. You know, save money that way. And then this is kind of a, you know, I didn't really realize, but it really made a difference when I started doing it. Your large appliances, like your washer and your dryer, if you're not using them, like, I mean, I only use mine on the weekend. But unplug them. Because they actually cost money to have large appliances plugged in when you're not using them.
That is news to me.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that is great. All of that stuff really does add up. And this is a good one as well. If people can do this, pay extra on your mortgage. So talk a little bit about why people should be doing this.
Yeah, so if you don't have, when you go to get a mortgage, if you don't have 20% equity to put down on your home, you're going to have to buy something called private mortgage insurance. It's expensive.
It is, yeah.
You know, and it's added onto your mortgage payment.
Yeah.
So you don't want to pay that, you know, if you don't have to. So pay extra on that mortgage every month so you get up to that 20%, you know, threshold,
and you can
so
be
you
done
don't
with
have
it.
you can be done with it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is great advice. And you just reminded me that I need to check on whether or not I'm still paying for mortgage insurance. So, you know, this is your reminder for anybody that bought a home that way. Heidi is just really awesome and can help with practical advice like this anytime, but she can also help advise you when it comes to your major financial milestones. So if you want to learn more, visit her website, hhcinvestments.net. And a reminder, we'd love for you to watch all of our segments together by visiting our website, kwqc.com, and clicking the tab for Quad Cities Live. As always, Heidi, thank you so much. And happy holiday weekend. Thanks for being here.
To you too, Morgan.
Yes, thank you. Up next on QCL, a weekend full of 4th of July fun in the village of Walnut, Illinois. Why this special town celebration brings in hundreds of people from various states.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, it's small town charm with a whole lot of heart as Walnut Days returns this weekend with 3 full days of fun, food, and of course, fireworks.
Yep, from a 5K and a parade to music and even pro wrestling. The tiny town of Walnut, Illinois is once again drawing visitors from all over. Joining us with a preview of this weekend is Ryan Rosenthal. Ryan, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you got to be excited. I mean, this is a big weekend for the community.
Absolutely. This is our signature event in Walnut. Been in Walnut now for 45 years of my life and can't remember a 4th of July without it.
Okay, awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about when it starts, when it ends, and just what people can expect. How would you describe this weekend?
It is summer fun at its finest.
Okay.
As you said, we have a 5K race, fireworks, a parade, activities for... Yep, that's from the launch site. There's some of our fireworks. It all kicks off tomorrow afternoon with a poker tournament. Tomorrow night we have a beer garden with live music. Saturday kicks off our signature event with the race there. The race this year, 5K race for ALS. All proceeds go to ALS research.
talk a little bit more about why you guys decided to do that. This is really meaningful for a lot of folks in your community.
Yes, our community has been affected greatly by ALS. A number of families. One family has lost over 20 members of its family.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's awful.
This year they have over 700 signed up as of now and are hoping to get to 800 or 900 for the race day on Saturday morning.
So can people sign up on Saturday if like very last minute, or would you rather get those signups in?
They can sign up to just about race time.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you can continue to come out and sign up.
Yeah.
That's great. And just because you said this, 700, 800 people signing up, there are like 1,300 people in the village of Walnut, Illinois. So that is like half the town. I mean, like getting out there and doing this race. So that's very cool.
And I mean, these people come from near and far to Walnut, Illinois. So what do you think draws people in to Walnut for this weekend?
I think the longevity of our festival,
consistency,
and our celebration in the weekend, but also that the cause of the race, with all the proceeds going to ALS and affecting the people of Walnut, has drawn people in. Families come back from near and far. Our race directors are, even though not all of them live in Walnut anymore, always come back.
That's great. That's really great.
And take care of it. It's something to see when they start from the starting line.
I bet. Okay, so obviously that's a popular one. What are some of the other most popular events that people really look forward to every single year?
Our parade on Saturday afternoon draws anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 people.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a parade route on the screen right there.
Parade route goes by our local nursing home, goes down our main street, and then by one of our most popular roads in Red Oak, and finishes near our iconic water tower.
Okay. Talk about, hold up, your iconic water tower.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Our water tower has a unique shape of a ball on a pedestal. Some have described it as a golf ball on a tee.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
But if you look at all of our shirts here and pamphlets, it's in every logo that we use.
Oh my gosh,
So
you are correct.
You're banking on it,
looking at it right now on the t-shirt. Okay, I had to ask. Right?
Absolutely.
What do you mean?
Yep.
All right, so you mentioned we've obviously got the fireworks. That's a big draw, especially with the kids.
Yeah.
We've got food vendors. We've got the beer garden. But let's talk about this wrestling.
Yeah.
You're going to have live wrestling that people can check out at Walnut Days.
We have live wrestling with a local company out of Rock Falls.
Yes, we have had them on the show before.
Zauer Wrestling. They set up a ring in the grassy area by our school near our park district. As you can see there, one of Walnut's own, Mason Beck, will be performing again this year.
Oh, Walnut's own, okay.
And
check this out.
And if you go to their website, a local Walnut gentleman will be making a special appearance. Kenny the safety guy.
Kenny the safety guy.
Yep.
I just love this. Like, so you have some local folks. I was going to ask you how this component made its way into Walnut Days, but it's very clear. I mean, you've got some like celebrities that this is their hometown.
Yeah, we do.
That's awesome.
Famous in a small town.
Famous in a small town. I love that.
Yeah, so obviously this event itself, it makes us want to go to Walnut, but why should someone pay a visit maybe any other day of the year?
We're just a normal Midwestern small town.
Yeah.
We have shopping, we have retail, we have homes and businesses. We have a great park district where most of our celebration occurs, and it's just our perfect little town.
Okay.
Well, we've got a long, long list of all of the activities here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you're seeing some of those on the screen. Look at that.
90s youth dance
That
with
sounds like a
DJ
lot of
Crazy
fun.
Carl. Okay,
We're all about the 90s
I
here.
know, we are. That's
Yes.
like a theme today.
It is. So yeah, all of these events, you can win some prizes here with the duck race that's happening coming up on the 6th at 4 o'clock. That looks like a lot of fun. So if you want to get a list of everything going on, the Walnut Days celebration is this Friday, July 4th through Sunday, July 6th in the village of Walnut, Illinois, there in Bureau County. You can find the details on their Facebook page, or you can check out that full schedule. It's a long list at walnutdays.com. Ryan, thanks again for making the trip and telling us all the good things about Walnut Days. Sounds like a fun weekend.
Thank you. Come see our fireworks.
Yes.
They're the best around.
There you go.
Best
You heard
around.
it here.
You heard it there. Okay, awesome. Well, still to come, it is Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for our Throwback Thursday.
Speaking of fireworks.
Our little walk down memory lane. That is coming up next. Friday on QCL, get a taste of the John Deere Classic from Whitey's Ice Cream. Yum, a refreshing lemon lime treat, plus their latest summer flavors and details on the new Whitey's location coming soon to Bettendorf.
Also yum, Country Morning Coffee in Kewanee is brewing up new flavors and now shipping nationwide. We will catch up with the family-owned and operated business during our Encore episode on 4th of July edition of QCL at 3 o'clock.
All right, it is time now for a Throwback Thursday.
Yes.
But before we get to that, our last guest,
Yes.
Ryan Rosenthal from Walnut,
buried the
Illinois,
lead.
he buried the lead a little bit. We found out when he was done with his segment that he is the mayor of the village of Walnut.
Which, of course, Walnut knows that, but we have to let the rest of the QCA region know.
Mayor Ryan, Mayor Ryan. So anyways, we thought that was
He's a
funny.
big
He
deal,
wanted
yeah.
to keep that under wraps.
It's like, no big deal.
No big deal. Okay, so it is time for our Throwback Thursdays. Kyle, I caught a glimpse of your photo
Yeah,
when they were
as
running
I
through
did
the
you,
show.
yeah.
So I need to know all about it.
Yeah, so in honor of the Firecracker Run, I thought I'd show a couple throwbacks.
Look at you.
This is me. This is 2017. Back in my running days. This is 2019 when then girlfriend Rosalie, now wife, we ran the race together.
Your
but
hair looks so dark there.
Yes. So this was I got first place in my age group. So I got a nice little medal there and a little plaque that I have somewhere in my basement, along with my
so cool.
other medals, which I've not gotten a medal in quite a while, unless it was a participation medal. But,
Look at me. This is how I am when I'm watching. Caught.
Yeah, so I wish I could run the race. I'm actually going to be working tomorrow, but good luck to all the runners at the Firecracker Run. It's one of the great races here in the Quad Cities.
Didn't Deanna say that she's running?
Deanna's going to run it, so
That's
she's going
very
to
cool. Well,
sprint through the 10K there.
Congrats on winning.
Yes, all those years ago, right?
You're
8
winning.
years
Now
ago.
you're winning at life.
Exactly. Trying to.
Okay, so my Throwback Thursday. So I
Yes.
mentioned, I think a couple weeks ago or a week ago, it's kind of tradition that I get to go visit my dad
Yeah.
and my brother, who live like roughly 3 hours away every 4th of July. So this
look
is
at
right
Darby.
before Darbs turned 1. So she was
Look
probably
at
like
her.
10, 11 months old, and we visited my dad for the 4th of July. That's Papa Mike.
Papa
and
Mike.
he's holding her, and probably hadn't gotten a ton of chances to hold her quite yet. And then there's he would be 5-month-old nephew at the time, Mike
at those
Jr. with my
eyes.
brother. I know, he's got the most gigantic, beautiful blue eyes. And then
This is
this
cute.
is like the little cousins, and we have them. They're only 6 months apart. And so we've got Mike Jr. right there, and then we've got Darby.
That's so
and
cute.
Yeah, they were just like the cutest. And she's
Yes.
so excited to see her
I
cousin
bet.
Jr. this weekend, and they're gonna have so much fun. So like, yeah, we're gonna get on the road and we're gonna
Yeah.
go visit.
Well,
And
have a
I'm
safe
just looking
drive.
forward to it. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you so
enjoy
much.
the long
So,
weekend.
yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the family, and I know Darbs is excited, but we've got a little drive ahead of us. So.
Yeah, and it's always fun to see the kids interact with their cousins.
It is
just,
fun.
It reminds me of my childhood with my cousins. So.
Yeah, they're really cute, nice
Yeah.
and close in age. All right, well, thank you so much for watching Quad Cities Live.
Yes, your local news at 4 with Marcia is coming up next. Have a safe and happy 4th of July.